Hi, and welcome to episode 103 of Big Blue News. I'm your host, Kenya.
And I'm Alex. Let's waste no time and get right into it.
Alex, you're on.
The Select Board unitedly chose Patrick Luddy as Swampscott's finance director and Kathleen DuPont as the town clerk. After former staff members Amy Serro and Jared Lalibert decided to leave their job, Luddy and DuPont filled in the positions. Doug Thompson, the Select Board vice chair, celebrated the long-awaited fulfillment of two key positions in town government. In 2019, Patrick was the assistant town accountant. 2 years later, he was promoted to the town treasurer. One of the Select Board members, David Grishman, said, "It's been really exciting to work with you and see you learn and see you grow in your role." Around 3 months ago, DuPont joined the Massachusetts clerks in Washington, D.C. to promote safety in the systems. Nick Connors also speaks highly of DuPont, saying, "We're very fortunate to have a qualified candidate like this to have come to us." Overall, the town feels lucky to have Luddy and DuPont working alongside them.
Recently, Swampscott High School participated in a social media detox program labeled No So. For the entire month of November, Swampscott students limited all social media on their devices, causing their dopamine levels to return back to a normal state. The results of No So showed that students have started picking up their phones less than before, while bonding with their family more. No So has been deemed as a success in Swampscott, and many have stated that they will participate next year. A Swampscott student, Joey Blood, has given a statement on the results of No So in his personal life.
So November affected me because I spent a lot less time on social media, and I was actually able to get closer with a lot of my family and friends who I had actually lost over the years. So it did help me kind of get close to them. I developed much more of a bond than I had before. I actually was invited to a lot more events as well, like dinners at my Nana's. I went to church with my parents a few times, and I even got closer to like my siblings as well, just because I wasn't on my phone as much. I was able to make a lot more friends as well. It just overall, it impacted me in a good way, and it actually made me start using social media even less. If anything, I replaced that time with going outside, spending more time with people, or just watching a show instead of just endlessly scrolling on my phone or playing some silly game that doesn't really affect my life.
Ken, you're on.
Thank you, Joey. We are happy to see No So affecting people in a positive way.
On January 7th in Minnesota, Renee Good was shot by ICE officer Jonathan Ross. This incident took place on Portland Avenue between East 33rd and 34th Streets, which is only a few blocks from Good's house. The incident occurred when Good was interrupting ICE's work by parking her SUV in front of a convoy. Good has just dropped her kids off at school when they came upon a group of ICE agents. According to her ex-husband, Ross drove in front of the Good's SUV and got out to start recording her SUV. In the footage, Good says to Ross, "That's fine, dude, I'm not mad at you," as Ross continues to record her face and license plate. Shortly after, multiple other ICE agents arrived at the scene, and an agent approached the SUV's door, where witnesses said that as the ICE agents were near her car, she attempted to get away and was shot fatally 3 times. Agent Ross was near the front of the vehicle when the shots were discharged. Many dispute whether Good's intentions were to flee or to run over Ross, as the car was turning away from Ross yet still came in contact with him. Many leaders have addressed the situation. President Trump released a statement calling Good very disorderly, obstructing, and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer who seems to have shot her in self-defense. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey said that in a statement that he wants ICE out of Minneapolis. Tim Walz commented on the shooting as the consequences of governance designed to generate fear, headlines, and conflict, and has since deployed the National Guard of Minnesota.
Recently, a generous donation of $7,000 was made to the Swampscott High School TV program. This donation was made by the Weatherspoon Charitable Foundation based in Nahant. This foundation is focused on education and benevolence, helping the community as best as they can. According to Media Arts Director Joe Dulett, this selfless donation came from a former media arts student who is said to have mentioned that this was an important program to him, as stated by Dulett. Having students for whom this program has meant so much to is very rewarding, adding in the ability for those students to be able to support what we do here financially is a beautiful bonus. This donation has found the program at the ideal time and will bring more sincere experiences to the students.
Mr. Brandon Lewis, an English teacher at Swampscott High School, is working with the students to hosting the Give and Grow dinner to raise money for My Brother's Table. This is a project he used to coordinate at the middle school and is starting it again here at the high school. Students Dean Collins and Sadie Bell are in this class and are heavily involved in the planning.
We are doing a pasta dinner to help raise money for My Brother's Table out in Lynn.
Currently, My Brother's Table is at a point of year where they need to get their lease renewed, and our hope is that with raising money, we can get Lynn to keep My Brother's Table there.
We're going to be preparing food out in the kitchen in the school cafeteria, all run by students. We'll be busing, waiting, all that stuff. Fresh pasta, spaghetti and meatballs, spaghetti and butter for the kids. So
I think everyone at some point should volunteer, whether it's for a big thing like this, like for food pantry, or it's helping pick up stuff for like clean a beach, or just do small things for like the environment.
for us, this is all new. None of us have ever done this before, but Mr. Lewis, back when he was at the middle school, did this 12 times before COVID.
Our hope is that we raise enough money for them in order to just like feed people who are in tough situations. Everyone should be able to get food when they need it. If they can't afford it, if something's going on, like everyone deserves to have that right.
The dinner is Wednesday, January 28th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. To purchase tickets, scan the QR code on the screen.
In the early hours of January 3rd, the U.S. military captured the Venezuelan president Maduro and his wife. Trump said the operation was supposed to take place a few days prior, but weather conditions delayed it. Trump has expressed a desire to have control over Venezuela's oil industry, also claiming that it had been stolen from the U.S. Maduro is accused of narco-terrorism and conspiracy to import cocaine. His wife, son, and other officials have also been charged. Maduro pleaded not guilty in court, but remains in U.S. custody until his next hearing on March 17th. Fellow classmate Cam was asked questions on his opinion on the matter.
Last week, the Venezuelan president, along with his wife, was taken by the U.S. military in the middle of the night. How do you feel about this?
I feel it was very unexpected and kind of terrifying because it just showed how much power the president has without the power of Congress and just what he could do without anyone stopping him and him facing repercussions immediately. And I feel it was just, like I said, terrifying and very unjust no matter what he did. It shouldn't justify unexpectedly showing up to someone's home territory without the approval of the entire state backing it and just doing their own thing. It's terrifying, really.
Thank you.
Kenya?
Thank you, Cam, for your thoughts on this tough situation.
Kicking off this year at Swampscott Public Schools, a new AI policy is put into consideration for both students and teachers, led by digital learning specialist Brandy Wilbur. Wilbur does not wish to discourage AI, but to instead embrace it by showing teachers and faculty staff how to properly use it to make sure there is no misuse with students. Wilbur believes that AI can be used as a tool rather than a crutch to aid students when needed, and only using Google Gemini rather than ChatGPT and other AI programs to protect student information and privacy. Of course, many concerns have been raised by fine arts teachers regarding creativity, which is why the policy has not yet been finalized, and Wilbur and the rest of the faculty are monitoring and adapting from other schools' AI policies to learn what will be most effective. Now, let's head over to Rosalie, who has the upcoming weather for the week.
Thanks, Alex. It will be shockingly cold here in Swampscott this week, rarely inching above 30 degrees, besides on Thursday and Friday. The low is a chilling 3 degrees on Friday, as you can see here. While this isn't exactly beach weather, it is nice for staying inside your warm house and studying for midterms. Sledding could also be a fun option this weekend, as it'll snow on Sunday and Monday. Be sure to dress warmly. Now let's cut to Joey and Aramis at the sports desk.
Welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Aramis German.
And I am Joey Blood. Let's get right into it.
Boys basketball won against Marblehead 69-55 in our home court. It was a back and forth battle, but we took the whole game kind of towards the second quarter, and we had a lead throughout the rest of the game. Teddy O'Neal with 22 points and Connor Chirello with 20 points. Great games from both of them, along with Chase Gruthius. That game led to an undefeated season with 9-0, but unfortunately on Friday we lost to Salem 39-59. which now brings our record down to 9-1, which is still a great record. And we hope to keep it up with our next game today against Gloucester home. Girls basketball beat Salem 46-11. Just a beat down. We had to lead the whole game, and great game from all the girls.
Yeah, there are many great plays in both games from boys and girls basketball, but let's move on over to wrestling. Wrestling has been having a really great season. There were many members who have been playing exceptionally, tons of high places. You know, even players who hadn't ever placed before now this year are beginning to do so. And speaking of which, we have an interview with Xavier Tejeda and Liam O'Brien.
Here today with senior captain wrestler Liam O'Brien and senior wrestler Xavier Tejeda. And I ask you guys some questions, starting off with, how's the season been so far this year?
It's been good. We've had a tough schedule, couple losses, but we actually won last night to Danvers, and we have a match tonight against Lynn with 4 teams, 4 high schools in Lynn together. Very young team this year, but we have a lot of good veterans coaching them. I think so. Yeah.
All right, question for you. How's the team been this year?
The team been very proactive. None of them is literally messing around. We've been doing a lot of exercises. Coach has been on our backs trying to get us prepared for after season, like states, and sectionals.
So is there anything upcoming, any tournaments that the school should know about?
We have a quad meet this weekend. I think it's up in Lawrence against a couple of tough teams we've been seeing throughout the season. Continuing after that, we have a dual meet in Salem. That should be tough, close match. We'll see. And then obviously we have our Cal NEC tournament coming up end of the year, and then the postseason. So we're getting ready for that.
And now a question for both of you, starting with X. What have you accomplished during the season?
What I've accomplished this season, during my 3 years of wrestling, I have actually ranked in the tournament like my whole entire year, like years wrestling. I never ranked before, and it was a very good accomplishment because I've been working very hard for it.
And now you, Liam?
My biggest accomplishment this season, probably, I recently got my 150 wins in the program, so that was a huge accomplishment. I've just been adding to that throughout the season and hopefully extending that as much as I can.
And now one more for both of you. What is your goal by the end of the season?
My goal is probably, senior season, probably just have the most fun I can. Just not take it so serious as always, but still work very hard.
And you?
My personal goal is to get to states, even though there's a lot of problems that I have to go through and a lot of tough opponents. I'm still gonna get there, no matter what.
Very good. Thank you guys very much for your time, Liam.
Thank you.
Xavier, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Michael Gregorian has had a great season in track this year. And along with him, well, he did exceptional last year as well, I gotta say. I think he almost made it to states last year, which was great to see. He is now a senior, so he probably is going to be even better than before. Edgar Corona Garcia has also had a great season, kind of the same scenario. The team has overall had a good season, one follows after another, players following suit, doing better, doing the best that they can. And many players have made it high up in the track world, which, is great to see, as I just said with, Michael Gregorian, Edgar Corona Garcia. It's great to see, so good luck to them for the rest of the season.
Boys hockey with a 2-3 record. They're currently 1-1 in the NEC. Next game is against Danvers at home. Great job from the boys hockey team. Captains are Brandon Barone, Dom Papalardo, and Nathan Carne. And girls hockey, Swampscott won against Medford 1-0. It was a hard-fought match, but great job bringing home the win with Swampscott. And that's all for sports. Back to the entertainment desk with Rosalie.
Hi again. The Tangled live action was finally announced earlier in January, and Disney has revealed who they have casted as both Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. After a year of speculating, Tegan Croft has been revealed to play Rapunzel, who is known for her role in Titans. Flynn Rider will be played by Milo Manheim, who is most known for his role in Zombies. Shooting is set to start in June of 2026, and the release date is expected to be late 2027. 28 years later, The Bone Temple was released on January 16th. This is the fourth film in the franchise that started in 2003. There's a lot of controversy around the film already. Fans who have had early access to the film have stated how it will be the film of the year, while others have said that it is really bad and disappointing, especially considering how successful the other films in the series were. GOAT will be released on February 13th, which is an animated film from the same studio that brought us Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and K-pop Demon Hunters. The producer is four-time NBA champion Stephen Curry. Fans are excited for this movie and have high hopes for it. Stranger Things was a show created by the Duffer Brothers that ran from 2016 to 2026. Its final episode aired on New Year's Eve 2025. Or did it? The ending to Stranger Things left many fans disappointed, with plot holes and continuity errors that had people feeling like something was missing. This led to the theory that the final episode was all an illusion created by the show's final villain, Vecna, and the real ending, episode 9, would be released on January 7th, titled Conformity Gate. Although the theory ended up being false, we interviewed Kiara to discuss this viral sensation.
So, what are your thoughts on the ending of Stranger Things?
I was definitely disappointed. I was expecting more. I don't know. Honestly, I had my doubts because there were so many plot holes, and I was like, "There's no way they're gonna solve this in 2 hours."
And did you or did you not believe in Conformity Gate?
I'm gonna be honest, so for real, I did believe it. There was just so many things leading up to it. I was just there's no way this is the real ending.
What was your reaction when it didn't end up happening and there was no 9th episode?
I was at cheer practice when my friends were texting me. They were like, "There's no 9th episode," and safe to say, I was disappointed, bro. I expected more.
And can I ask, what would your perfect Stranger Things ending be? If you could write the whole thing, what would it be?
Okay, controversy, but I think Steve should have died, and definitely another person. I don't know. I feel there should have been more death to really finalize the ending. Will should not have gotten that epilogue boyfriend, that PMO. Can I say that? But yeah, that's kind of just my ending. I don't know. I was disappointed.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for being part of our interview.
Okay, thank you guys for having me.
Safe to say, Stranger Things is very controversial. That's all for entertainment. Let's head to Ryan, who is interviewing former Swampscott School Committee member Amy O'Connor.
Hi, I'm Ryan Harold, and I'm here with Amy O'Connor, the former school committee chair. Thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
So, what initially made you interested in taking responsibility of the school committee chair?
Well, I was on the school committee for about 13 years, and it started because the school committee was in a little bit of chaos, and my partner and I, Karen Marshall, decided to run and just thought we wanted to bring some continuity and some smooth sailing back to Swampscott.
Okay. And what achievement in your time as school committee chair would you say you're most proud of?
I would say I'm most proud of sort of two things. The work that we did to make the transition from our former superintendent to the new superintendent, and developing people in-house so that they could grow into these roles rather than hiring from outside. And also really proud of the teacher contract negotiations and how we changed the way that we do that and made it a better place for our teachers.
Could you explain a little bit on your decision to not continue?
Yeah, it was a difficult decision because obviously after 13 years I really loved doing what I was doing, but I was just really tired of fighting with the finance committee here in town for the money that the schools so desperately need, and the sort of consistent way that they treated the school committee and the members of our schools as though we weren't being honest about our budgets or the monies or the fiscal issues that we had. And I was tired of arguing with people who did not know what they were arguing about. So I decided that after 13 years, people were better off without me because I was angry.
Yeah. What do you do now in your spare time to like keep busy?
I actually just started a new business, and I'm a mahjong teacher, so I'm pretty busy these days, and I definitely I miss my colleagues here from the Swampscott schools, but with my kids now out of the schools, it was time for me to move on. So.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you've done.
Oh, I really appreciate it. Thanks for interviewing me.
Thank you. Back to the news desk with Kenya and Alex.
Thanks, Ryan. Here's what we got for upcoming events. Yesterday, Monday, January 19th, the whole town had no school for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Next, today, Tuesday, January 20th, the high school's midterms start and will last all week. They end on Friday, January 23rd. Next, the boys' varsity basketball team plays Gloucester home tonight, the 20th at 7 p.m. The girls' varsity basketball team also plays tonight at 6 p.m. in Gloucester at their high school. Next, on Friday, January 23rd, the boys' team has another game versus Masco away at Masco Nomet High School. The girls' team also have a game on Friday, home at 6:30. Lastly, Mr. Lewis's annual Give and Grow dinner will be held here at the high school on Wednesday, January 28th. That's all we have for this episode of Big Blue News.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tune in next time.
Ask them tell her.